The night of Edmond Dantès' arrest remained etched in the memory of all who had gathered to celebrate his betrothal. What should have been the happiest evening of his young life had become a nightmare. The music had stopped, the laughter had died, and soldiers had led him away as though he were a criminal. The faces of his father and Mercédès, full of terror and disbelief, haunted him as he sat alone in his cold prison cell. Long before the soldiers had arrived, betrayal had already taken root. Danglars, the purser of the Pharaon, and Fernand, the jealous fisherman who desired Mercédès, had finished their treacherous letter of denunciation. Together they accused Edmond of being a traitor, secretly plotting against the country. They had written with clever words, just enough truth to make the lie seem real. Edmond had indeed received a letter on the island of Elba, and he had promised his dying captain to deliver it. That innocent act of loyalty became twisted into proof of treason. When the soldiers entered the feast, Edmond had no idea of the invisible web already closing around him.
I am loyal to the king. I have never spoken with enemies. I am a sailor, monsieur, nothing more. I only carried out the final wish of my captain.
Villefort, however, was torn between duty and ambition. In his hand lay the very letter that condemned not only Edmond, but also Villefort's own father. If the letter were revealed, his career would collapse, his future destroyed.
You admit to carrying this letter?
Yes, but I did not know what it contained. I swear it, monsieur.
Villefort burned the letter in secret, protecting himself, but condemned Edmond aloud. By your own confession, you carried a message from the enemy of the king. That is treason.
But I am innocent.
Perhaps. But the law does not ask for innocence. It asks for proof. And the proof condemns you.
Back in Marseille, word spread quickly that Edmond had been taken to the Château d'If. People whispered his name in markets and taverns. Some pitied him, but others shrugged, saying, "Where there is smoke, there is fire." Only those who truly loved him, his father, Mercédès, and Monsieur Morel, refused to believe the accusations.
Edmond is no traitor. His only love is the sea.
But her words met closed doors and deaf ears. No one dared question the orders of the prosecutor.
I swear, Edmond Dantès is a loyal and honorable man.
Yet even his respected voice carried no weight against the written denunciation. While the innocent fought for Edmond, his enemies quietly rejoiced. Danglars, relieved to see the young sailor removed from command, already dreamed of power within the company. With Dantès gone, I can shape the future of the Pharaon as I please.
Belling?
Fernand, meanwhile, turned his eyes to Mercédès. He visited her often, pretending to be her comfort.
I know you suffer.
But Edmond is gone. They will not free him. You must not waste your youth in waiting.
I belong to Edmond. Until the day he returns, I will not listen to another.
Her loyalty stabbed Fernand with pain, but also fed his anger.
Then let him rot in the Château d'If. One day you will have no choice but to turn to me. In the Château d'If, Edmond experienced the slow death of hope.
The prison was a fortress of stone, standing on a lonely island, its windows barred and its corridors damp with sea air.
There is a mistake. I am innocent.
All here say the same, young man. Yet they remain.
Edmund was dragged through a long corridor lit only by torches. The smell of salt and mildew clung to the air. Guards mocked him as they pushed him into a narrow cell with a straw bed, a broken jug for water, and walls damp with cold.
This is your palace, Captain.
The word captain, once a promise of honor, now sounded like an insult. He collapsed on the straw, covering his face with his hands. In a single day, he had lost his freedom, his father, his love, and his future. He cried out to the heavens, "Why am I here? What crime have I committed?" But the stones gave no answer. Days passed into weeks, weeks into months. Edmund's youthful energy drained away. He counted the stones in his cell, traced patterns in the cracks of the wall, and listened endlessly to the sea pounding against the rocks outside. At times he shouted his innocence into the darkness, but no one listened. His only visitors were the guards who brought him bread and water. Back in Marseille, Edmond's father grew weaker each day. Without his son's support, the old man fell into poverty and despair. He refused food, his only comfort the memory of Edmund's voice.
I tried to save him. But sometimes, grief is stronger than charity.
Your son is innocent. I swear to you, I will not abandon him.
Tell my Edmund that I loved him.
Soon after, his frail heart gave out, and he died alone, whispering his son's name.
For Mercedes, each day with Edmond was torture. She waited at the shore, gazing at the island prison across the water, as if her eyes could pierce the walls and reach him.
She prayed constantly for his return, refusing every suggestion that she should forget him.
Her beauty and loyalty only increased Fernand's obsession. He promised himself that if Edmund never returned,
Mercedes would one day be his, no matter the cost.
Meanwhile, Gérard de Villefort enjoyed the rewards of his betrayal. By sending Edmund to prison and destroying the letter, he had secured his position with the Royalists. He was praised for his vigilance, promoted for his loyalty, and prepared for marriage into a powerful family. Yet sometimes, late at night, he dreamed of Edmund's face, honest, confused, and pleading.